"You're not allowed at the wedding," Mom said coldly, her voice sharper than I expected. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The phone slipped from my trembling hands, and I stood there, frozen. "Why?" I whispered, heart pounding, tears threatening to fall. But Mom just shook her head and closed the door without another word. I stared at the closed door, silence filling the empty space between us. My mind raced. How had it come to this? Just weeks ago, I thought we were okay, or at least pretending to be. Now, I was banned from my own sister's wedding. My heart felt like it had shattered into 1,000 pieces, but I swallowed the pain. No tears, no screams, just a quiet shock that echoed deep inside me. What had I done wrong? Why was I being erased from the most important day of my family's life? The silence screamed louder than any words ever could. Growing up, I was always the quiet one, the one who did everything behind the scenes, never asking for much, but giving so much more. Birthdays, school projects, family gatherings, I was the glue that held things together, even when no one noticed. I made sure Mom was happy, helped my sister prepare for her big moments, and took care of the little things so everyone else could shine. But no matter what I did, it never seemed to be enough. My sister was always the golden child, the favorite. She got the praise, the attention, the hugs. At every family dinner, I felt invisible, like a shadow in the background. I remember the day Mom stood proudly by my sister's side when she won an award, smiling as if I wasn't even there. I clapped quietly from the back, my heart sinking. I did everything right. I was patient when they ignored me. I stayed silent when I was hurt. I gave when they took. I supported when they doubted. I sacrificed when I was forgotten. But still, I was never the one they chose. I tried to believe that someday my family would see me, truly see me for who I was. But the pattern repeated itself over and over. Mom's cold distance. My sister's subtle smirks when I was left out. And me, pretending it didn't hurt, whispering to myself, maybe if I try harder. I thought love was supposed to be unconditional. But in my family, love came with conditions I could never meet. Back in the present, the rejection hit me again, like a cold wave. After Mom's words, I tried calling my sister, hoping for some kind of explanation, or maybe just a chance to plead. The phone rang twice, then went to voicemail. No message. No answer. Just silence. Later, a family friend called me, trying to soften the blow. "It's not personal," she said. "Your mom thinks it's best this way." But I knew better. It wasn't about what was best for me. It was about keeping me out, locked away like I was a problem. When I asked if I could come to the wedding, the answer was brutal. "Honestly, we might not even answer the door if you show up." No fight. No argument. Just cold truth wrapped in polite words. I swallowed the lump in my throat and accepted it, but inside, something cracked. I felt small and invisible, yet a fire began to burn quietly. I wasn't going to disappear so easily this time. The rejection wasn't just about missing the wedding. It was about being told I didn't belong, that I was unwanted in the one place I thought was home. After that, I started pulling away, not with anger or revenge, but with quiet strength. I stopped calling. I stopped asking about family events. I canceled the small monthly money transfers I'd been sending for years, the ones no one ever acknowledged. I deleted saved numbers and stopped checking social media updates for my family. It was like fading into the background, but this time, it was my choice. For the first time, my silence wasn't fear or weakness, it was freedom. I didn't owe anyone an explanation. I didn't need to fight for a place where I wasn't wanted. The weight of trying to be seen, to be loved on their terms, lifted off my shoulders. It was peaceful, almost healing. I focused on myself, on the few people who truly cared. And though the emptiness of missing my sister's wedding stung, it was nothing compared to the pain of being excluded again and again. This withdrawal wasn't surrender. It was reclaiming my power in the only way I could. One evening, I got a message from my cousin Sarah, someone who had always been a bit distant from the family drama. She said, "I just found out who you really are." Confused, I asked what she meant. Sarah explained that she had been talking to my sister's fiancé's mother, who told her stories about me, stories I never expected would get back to the family. Apparently, years ago, when their grandmother was seriously ill, I was the doctor who saved her life during a critical emergency. Sarah said, "Everyone thinks you're just the invisible one, but you're the one who made a real difference. They don't know the real you." Hearing that from someone outside the toxic circle felt like a lifeline. Someone else saw me, not the family's version of me, the problem, the outsider. It was the first time I realized my worth wasn't defined by their rejection. This revelation didn't change what happened, but it changed how I saw myself. For the first time, I felt proud of who I was, not because of their approval, but because of my own truth. Not long after, the calls started again. This time, it wasn't apologies or warmth, it was damage control. Mom's voice came through, hesitant but calculated. "Let's reset." Things got out of hand. But I could hear the real message beneath the words: protect the family's image, keep the truth buried. They asked me to delete posts, to stay quiet, to pretend nothing happened. "We didn't mean to hurt you," they said, but the words felt empty. I could see right through the manipulation. This wasn't about making things right. It was about control. They wanted me back on their terms, silent and compliant. But I wasn't the same person anymore. I refused to be part of their game, their act. I had found a voice in my silence, and I wasn't going to trade it for their fake peace. I listened quietly, and then said nothing. Their damage control only made me more certain that walking away was the only way to keep my sanity. Then one day, out of the blue, I received a voicemail from the woman Sarah had told me about, my sister's fiancé's mother. Her voice was warm, soft, and filled with gratitude. "I don't know if you remember me," she said, "but you saved my mother's life. Not just with your skills as a doctor, but with your kindness and compassion. When no one else was there, you made her feel like she mattered." Her words touched something deep inside me, the part that had been starved for recognition, for love. She wasn't just thanking me for a medical miracle, she was thanking me for being human when everyone else had turned away. It was the first time someone saw me for who I really was, not the family's scapegoat or the unwanted sister, but a person who had quietly given, healed, and cared. For the first time, I felt truly seen. That message became my anchor, my proof that my worth wasn't tied to the rejection or the betrayal. I had made a difference, and that was enough. Sometimes, the world's kindness comes from the most unexpected places, and sometimes, it takes losing your family's approval to find your own strength. Looking back, I realize how much I tried to fit into a space that was never meant for me. I gave my love, my time, my support, but it was never enough for them. Sometimes, the hardest truth is that the people who should hold us closest can be the ones who push us away the most. If you're watching this and feeling invisible, rejected, or unloved by those you thought would always be there, know this: you are not too much. You are simply too real for people who can only handle pretenses. Sometimes, choosing silence and stepping away isn't giving up. It's reclaiming your peace. Your worth isn't defined by how others treat you, but by how you see yourself. Hold on to your truth. You deserve to be seen, loved, and valued, not because you fight for it, but because you are enough just as you are.